Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Abundant Love. Today I'm back with a new pick a card reading. Today's topic is just mystery messages. Today I have three decks. This is for option 1 viewer, the self-care oracle deck. Then Keepers of the Light oracle deck is for option 2 viewers, and for the Angels and Ancestors oracle deck is for option 3 viewers. Now you can choose any one deck, and in that reading I'll take all the cards from that particular deck and we'll see what the reading is. Okay, I will say my usual prayer now. You can use this time to make a choice. Dear gods, goddesses, angels, spirit guides, ascended masters, and all the white light workers of the universe, please put me and the viewers of this video inside your protection bubble. Please help viewers receive messages they need to hear. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us. Lots and lots of love. Okay, we are ready to start. Welcome to your reading, my dear option 1 viewers who chose this particular self-care oracle deck. And if you missed the intro, today the theme is mystery messages, and whichever deck you choose, I will take all the cards from that deck and we will see what are the messages your spirit guides want to give you. Okay, this is just like a fun idea that I started I think a couple of weeks back, and usually all my videos get very low views, but that video keeps getting views to this day, so I thought why not do another one like this. So I'm still not sure how many cards I should take. It'll be different for each pile. For you, my dear option 1 viewers, Spirit is guiding me to take 5 cards from this self-care oracle. If this particular pile resonated with you very strongly, then the obvious message that is coming through is definitely focus on yourself. Okay, focus on your healing, focus on the pause I'm hearing. If you are being made to pause, focus on the pause instead of resisting it. You know, almost like bring all your concentration to the pause. Okay, we have taken 5 cards, and now let us dive into your reading. So interesting. Wow, I've never done this before. So yeah, definitely, like we started, Spirit wants to focus on yourself. Why? Because there is a huge transition happening within you, especially when it comes to the fire energy. Some of you may be having some digestion disorders or sudden problems, or even autoimmune conditions, whatever it is, and you probably were looking at it like some form of setback, but Spirit is saying no, this is happening because it's like a transition happening. Like, I can share that in my case, because I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Initially, during the diagnosis, it was very jarring for me. But at the same time, even way before the diagnosis, I think at least 1 year before, I remember I was just sitting down for a meditation, and I was very novice at that time. But I could just see fire, flames in my third eye. And then later, over the time, going through the disease, I understood that probably the fire element in my body was going through some kind of imbalance, and which probably later manifested as the disease. So something like that, maybe not exact, but something similar you are going through, and it need not be a physical disease, but definitely self-care or just focusing on yourself is of primary importance. And okay, I'll start with this card because we were just talking about fire. one of your cards is talking about connect with fire. Okay, so if for you guys, I think it's the opposite of my story. It's probably there is the imbalance is on the opposite end, that there is very little fire within you. Okay, your solar plexus chakra may be highly blocked, which is why you are not finding motivation to do anything. You are drowned in too much self criticism. Okay, you are questioning yourself, you are second guessing yourself. So, connect with fire can be like doing any simple fire ritual. You can do it with a candle also, okay, where you light a candle, especially if it's full moon night. You can do it. You can light a candle after the moon has come out, and you just sit with the fire and close your eyes and visualize all your blockages going into the fire. Okay, or you just willingly say in your mind that I surrender all the blockages that is stopping me from being my best possible self. I surrender all this to the sacred fire. And do some kind of visualization exercise like that for the next 21 days or so. I'm seeing it will be super helpful for you. What I did is slightly risky, and again, some of my friends actually suggested that when I was going through like a really self doubt mode, is write whatever is bothering you on a piece of paper, and then you just connect to the divine form and say, I'm giving it to you, and then burn it in a fire. But please don't do it inside your home. Don't risk everything. Instead, do it outside with a candle flame or something. Be safe, okay? That's why if you don't want to burn stuff, you don't have to do it. But that helped me a great deal, okay? But if you are in like an apartment where there is like no balconies, no windows, then just do it internally, because that is super helpful too. I have friends also telling me who did that for 41 days, that they felt lot of their emotions coming up and just getting cleansed by the fire. So something like that would be super helpful, and that is what your guides are encouraging you to do, because at the end of the day, you have to find the cheerleader within you. Okay, uh, I'll show you two cards. So the rest of the four cards, two cards are saying one thing, the two cards are saying another thing. These two are talking about movement and dance. Again, because the fire is missing, or the fire element is low in your system right now, you are not finding energy to move or do things. If this does not resonate with you, then please pick another option. If you are somebody who is super active, and because this, I'm clearly getting the vibe, somebody who for some reason in the in the recent past, or for a maybe 2-3 years, have been feeling as if they are trapped, they are stuck, they cannot move, and all the motivation is going away. They are having these feelings of helplessness, in some cases borderline victimhood. So spirit is telling you, please focus on yourself. Do some physical exercise, even if it does not make any sense. Like, I'll tell you guys, ever since I moved to another place, initially I was very tired and all I was doing was sleeping, which I'm sure I've told you guys multiple times. I'm still sleeping, but I have taken just one exercise, okay? That I never fail to do. Every day, whichever time of the day, because I also struggle with discipline, with consistency. So I just told my mind that this is just one. That is one, hardcore exercise, like some kind of jumping. If I do 60 times, I know I'll feel knocked out. So just that one thing, I'll find some time in the day and I'll do it. And because it's like my mind does not resist it, because I can do it anytime I want. But at the same time, I make sure that I'm not procrastinating and, pushing it back to the next day. So, like that. And of course, the dance card is just telling you, just have fun, okay? You don't need even though I'm seeing here, like in this card, that there may be people around who actually love you, who might want to do silly things with you. You don't need to be serious. And some of you who are probably feeling like you are on your own now, you don't need friends. If you have kids, just go and drag your kids and just do silly things with them, fun things with them. If you don't have kids also, you do it on your own, or just set up a random meeting with a friend online, and like in Zoom or Google Meet, just meet and put on music and do silly stuff, okay? But movement of your physical body is super super important here. Again, there's something called conscious dancing that I've been trained by the Mohanji Foundation to conduct. And yeah, let me know if you guys are interested, because I can always do it online. That the intention of that technique is also, to release all the stored stuff from all your chakras, okay? But for you, my dear option one viewers, dancing, yoga, any kind of movement, cardio, exercise, gym, I don't know, any kind of dancing, is super important. That keeps you moving. And I know sometimes you feel so stuck that even thinking of what to do is a pain. In that case, you just do something like me. You choose one thing, okay? And then just tell yourself, okay, just when I go to take my food or when I go to the bathroom, in the middle, I'll just pause and do this exercise every day, 20 times, 30 times. Like when I started, I was doing like 20 times gap, 20 times gap, 20 times, but now I can do all 60 times at once. So maybe next week I'll try to do it 80 times, like that. You slowly grow, but it's just one thing. So your mind won't resist. So that is one aspect of the message. The second aspect of the message is definitely take care of what you eat, which is why I was getting that food disorder or indigestion vibes very strongly. Because on one hand it says nourish your temple, on the other hand it says make a meal, okay? Make a healthy meal which is full of fresh vegetables. In between meals, like eat fruits, eat those seeds. Again, I'm no expert, no nutritionist. And again, if you have like an serious condition in your stomach or intestines, of course, make sure you check with your doctor. But instead of eating like outside junk food, just prepare something simple. Again, guys, I have struggled with this portion almost 50% of my life, and I'm still struggling now. But slowly I'm learning that simple stuff. Earlier I had this huge resistance and everything seemed difficult, but now that I'm on a break, I'll try to put on some music, dance, and make some simple meal like pulses, boiled pulses, and then have some, anything like fried eggplant, cauliflower, anything, but home cooked meal. And I was told I shouldn't be eating so much fried food, and that also I'm trying to cut down. But what I'm trying to say is it's still better than eating something from outside, which the frozen foods have high sodium content and God knows what other chemicals. So this is super important for you guys, okay? Some of you who are walking the spiritual path, like I said, you are undergoing a tremendous transition, okay, where your physical body as well as your personality is undergoing a major change, major transformation, which is why, just taking care of yourself is super important. And how will you take care of yourself? By taking care of your physical body first. Because even if you are suffering from some psychological problems, some emotional events, what your guys are saying, once you start feeling light in your physical body, okay, then it will naturally give like a positive boost to your mind, and then you will have more clarity in dealing with all these emotional situations, okay. All these things, the physical movement and eating well, eating good, taking care, and where it says the nourish your temple, I actually want to put it in the front. You can do it in any other ways. Just treat your body like the most precious diamond in the world, or whatever element is the most precious, I don't know, platinum or something. Just treat your body like that, like the most precious thing, and then do whatever it takes, okay. Rest is necessary, so is movement. Some of you are probably doing a lot of work, not taking rest. Then please take rest. And when you're working also, make sure that it's not, one particular body part that's taking all the physical stress and other parts are not being utilized, which is why, again, these movements, whether it's yoga or dance or some cardio, it's super necessary, okay. So overall, I think that's what your spirit guides want to tell you, that you are on your way to becoming a brand new version of yourself, which is why whatever happened in the recent past happened, but now your fire, which means your passion, your motivation for everything is being reignited, okay. And that ignition, that ignited energy will help you, do these physical movements. All you have to do is set up an intention in your mind, okay. And through all this, because it's a lot of changes that you are going through, especially your body is going through, make sure you don't put your body to stress by forcing, just bad food inside, okay. Again, I'm no expert in, you can follow YouTube channels who talk about, nutrition or Ayurvedic food, if you're in India. But if you're used to different cuisines, please follow a nutritionist in your culture with your specific condition. Once you accept the situation for what it is, then actually your mind will start showing you more and more opportunities, okay. So yeah, and spirit just wants you to have fun. So please, throughout the process, make sure you are having fun, whether you are on your own or you are with friends and family. Make sure you have fun and have the highest regard and maximum love for your own self, okay. So this was your mystery message, my dear option 1 viewers. If this resonated, please hit the like button, please leave a comment, share this video as much as you can, and subscribe to my channel Abundant Love if you haven't already. I will see you again in my next reading. Till then, stay blessed, lots and lots of love. Bye bye. Awesome. I'll put these cards back so that we can move on to the next option. Welcome to your reading, my dear option 2 viewers who chose Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. If you missed the intro, this is the mystery messages that we are doing today. And if you have chosen this deck, then I'll take all cards from this deck, and we'll see what are the messages your spirit guides specifically want to give you. Okay. Thank you, Divine. One. Yeah, I feel like taking 4 cards for you, option 2 viewers. The number of cards I'm taking is also, is a variable. Because sometimes spirit really wants to hammer in some messages, and sometimes it's like very straightforward. So thank you, Divine. Okay, let us now dive into your reading. My dear option 2 viewers, OMG. Okay, no, I'm always surprised. So basically, guys, if you have chosen this particular deck, that means you strongly connect with ascended masters. Okay, you probably already have a living master, which is why you are so deeply connected to this ascended master realm. For whatever reason it is, you are deeply connected to the ascended master realm, and some of you have probably come from other types of highly conscious civilizations like the Atlantis or Lemurians. I don't even know all the names, but yeah, something like that. Okay, or in India, Gyanganj. Okay, so these are just different names, but what they mean is there are other planes other than the earth plane where there are beings who are fully conscious, who are fully aware of their true self. And you guys were probably there, and due to some reason or the other, you wanted to have the earthly experience, and that's why you are here. And then you probably got trapped in the illusions, and now is finally the time to break those illusions. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, I don't know from which card to start, because you guys, like, the energy here is just shooting up my spine. I'll start with Lord Shiva, who talks about transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So some of you were feeling, or all of you probably were feeling very confused, almost like the road in front of you is totally covered in fog, and you just don't know whether to proceed or stand in one place or go backwards. Too much confusion and chaos I'm sensing. Okay, the light just went off. I had a light on, ring light on, which just went off. Again, whatever happens during a reading, I take it as a symbol. This is just saying, some of you probably had a sudden shaking up in the recent past. You were pretty confident that things are going this way, and suddenly, there's a shaking up, or suddenly there's a change in your very comfortable situation. And Lord Shiva is coming here and saying that I know you are comfortable, but now it's time to go to the next level. Okay, because whatever you had to learn in this level, you have learned. There's nothing else serving you here. So you are now transitioning to an advanced level. Okay, but the good thing is you are not doing this alone. You have an army of spirit guides around you, and the steps are being shown, but it's being shown one by one. You don't have the full picture all at once. So don't worry about the full picture. Instead, whatever you are being shown, just take that step and move ahead. Oh, wow. Oh my god, your ancestors are also here. And I'm just seeing all these disruptions happening all around you, okay? Because this Shivakar also fell, and many a times you're probably like, what's happening? Why did this suddenly, like even trivial things like the plumbing in your apartment just stops working or floods everything. Um, or you suddenly have like toothache which you never had, or like an ear infection. Like I know when I made this transition, I suddenly for a couple of days, mm, and that was not just during the transition, it was well after like 3 weeks or something. Suddenly for a couple of days my whole skin was itching. I had no idea why, and it had never happened with me before. So I was really scared for a few days, but then it went away on its own. So something like that, especially if you're walking a spiritual path, if you have a consistent spiritual practice, and you guys are strongly connected to ascended masters, so then they are holding you so that you can do the heavy lifting. And sometimes those manifests as these sudden quote unquote disruptions, okay, whether it's on your physical body or in your situation. um, your ancestors are also here because you got the white eagle ancestor spirit, and it says connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So remember just a couple of minutes back when we were saying that, oh, you belong to a higher plane but you got trapped due to some illusion, some earthly thing trapped you. And here this is like the lineage pattern, okay? You are probably one of the ancestors, and for each one of you the situation is different, but we'll just talk about the underlying theme, which is like an extreme lack of self-love. And for each one of you the situation was different. Maybe the times were like that. Like in my last 3 or 4 readings, this line of female ancestors for everyone all over the world keeps showing up, okay? It's not just 1 or 2 spirits that I'm seeing. I'm just seeing like 50, 60, 80 female ancestors who are just all standing, and they're like, yeah, this is the time to just eradicate this wound forever, so that no female born in this lineage doubts that they deserve the best and highest kind of love. Okay? God, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting, emotional. Because here I'm picking up wounds where, where people's voices, like these women whose voices were not heard. In some cases, they were physically strangled. So 2 scenarios happening. Either they just stopped expressing, or the other scenario is because of all this, suppression, it just started coming out as too much anger. And then these women were labeled as psychopaths, or something like that. Their privileges were taken away. In some cases their kids were taken away from them. Oh my God. Yeah, lots of pain from your female ancestors are releasing through you, my dear option 2 viewers. So your spirit guides are supporting you in every possible way. Okay, so don't feel guilty, don't have regrets. You are not wrong. You are not stuck. You are on the right path. You are transcending. Lord Shiva's energy is which destroys everything that does not serve you from reaching the highest, that stops you from reaching the highest. All those things are being destroyed. Okay, so basically, after when this process is complete, which can take few months, but this is entirely internal. Okay, this has got nothing to do with your job and how you earn money. No, it's very much internal. And the 3D manifestation you will see in all kinds of relationships. Okay, because that's what your ancestors went through. But you are protected. Okay, you are very much protected. And not only that, through this, like I said, the bottom line was just learning that you are worthy to receive the highest kind of love. And that's what is coming in. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So what is happening is, when your ancestral cleanse mode is on, sometimes like too much heavy emotions may come up, or you might feel sometimes overwhelmed, or you might just get triggered by something which other people will say, oh, it's not a big deal. In those situations, Spirit is encouraging you, take a step back. Okay, just take a step back, excuse yourself if you are with people at that time, and then pause and choose loving thoughts for yourself, because you are divine. That is what this card is saying. No matter what a third party or an external person is saying, if you really knew without any doubt that I am divinity and there are 100 spirit guides around me, like a Z plus security, the top class security, how would you feel? Allow yourself to feel that. Every day, allow yourself to feel that level of security, that level of confidence, knowing you have all the support that the divine can provide, because you are divine. Okay? Then naturally your triggers will dilute and eventually just vanish. And then comes the best part, because this is not happening like for the next 10 years. This is happening in the next few months. So these are all like steps you are going through. And then comes the best part, which is experiencing grace. Paul the Venetian. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So once you know you are divine, whatever heaviness is coming out through you are all ancestral karma that needed to be released and exhausted anyway. It will no longer sadden you or worry you, right? Then you can focus on the constructive thing, which is naturally unfolding within you, is your spiritual gifts. And I shared this with some of my friends, but just last week, I had an elaborate dream. I won't go into the specifics of the dream, but in that dream I had this Paul the Venetian. And after waking up, I kept thinking, where have I heard this name? And then I suddenly remembered, oh, I have an oracle card. And I just took it out and read the message. So I feel, my dear option 2 viewers, you guys also have the same message where, and oh wow, Now I'm observing this beautiful rose on the heart chakra of Paul the Venetian. Rose or lotus, I don't know. And here I feel the lotus is almost, at the junction of throat chakra. It's higher than the heart chakra because heart is chest center, but here this lady hope has it in her throat, like a beautiful flower blossoming in your throat chakra. If your voice was suppressed, subdued in the past, you are finding your voice back. Okay? But you are finding it with love. You are not coming back with aggression, with victimhood. You are coming back with love, because it's like, you are like, I don't know, King Kong, and everyone around you are like those army of ants. So you are like, why would I be even thinking of being afraid of an army of ants when I'm King Kong? I know I'm giving very bad examples because whatever, but bear with me, like whatever comes to my mind, I just take it as guidance from spirit. And maybe spirit guides want you to laugh, okay? When people, when people are saying infuriating things, sometimes you can release that with laughter. Um, and that way it'll help you and the other person too. Okay, that is also like a very specific message that came in. But overall, option to viewers, this was very intense. But long story short, you are being supported by all these ascended masters so that you release this major ancestral blockage, and parallelly, like you're releasing blockage on one hand, and parallelly what is happening is you are feeling loved, you are feeling confident, and the gifts from within you are just pouring out, radiating naturally. Okay, for each one of you it's different, but give yourself the time, the love, the healing needed to go through this process. Okay, yeah. I don't know what to say anymore. If this reading resonated, please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you guys. Please share this video as much as you can, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel Abundant Love if you haven't already. I will see you again in my next reading. Till then, stay blessed. Lots and lots of love. Bye bye. Awesome reading. Super intense. This was intense. Welcome to your reading, my dear option 3 viewers who chose this Angel and Ancestors Oracle deck. Okay, let me keep it on this side. So if you missed the intro, what I said is, in this mystery messages section, whatever deck you choose, I'll take all the cards from that particular deck, and then we'll decode together what messages your spirit guides want to give you. In this case, probably many of your spirit guides will be your ancestor guides. Okay, so I feel like taking 4 cards for you, my dear option 3 viewers. One thing I'm hearing is don't hold back. Okay, some of you have this great ideas, but you are too scared of what will people think or what will my family think. Please don't hold back. If you have an idea which you feel is for the greater good, then purity of intention is like good enough to propel it forward. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Let us dive into your reading and see what is it that your spirit guides, in this case ancestor guides, want you to know. Like I said, the first half of the message, don't hold back, and if there is something that the world needs to hear from you or the world needs to see from you, go ahead and do it anyway. There are two parts of the message, so this part we'll look at first. Be devoted and committed with the sage, and again at the same time you have the warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. So this message resonates strongly with the current world scenario, with so many war-like situations going on. It might reflect in your personal life too, where you feel that you are continuously being put under the microscope, or somebody, you are being forced to face microaggression in your workplace, with people around you, at your home. But your guides are saying be fearless anyway and keep doing what you are doing if you are convinced that this is good for anyone. Even if it's good for two more people other than you, go ahead and do it. Okay? Because sometimes as light workers, we kind of I've seen this in myself also. We sometimes think, oh my god, I am absorbing too much negativities anyway, so let me just hold back, because again I'll talk about these things and then people will say even more negative things. But now is not the time to think like that. Okay? Because now the world really needs all positive minded people, especially people who want good for the greater good. Okay? All of these types of minds need to unite. Whether they are united, whether they are alone, they need to speak up. And you, my dear option 3 viewers, is one of a kind. And that's why they are saying, like, don't second guess yourself. Stand your ground. Some of you might be facing criticism or unnecessary, unprovoked lectures, negativities. But then your guides are saying, don't worry. This is almost like a test for your commitment. So just stand your ground. At the same time, stay committed to your intention. Don't in the middle, because what happens when you often face so much opposition, sometimes your ego comes in the way. So don't do things just to satisfy your ego. Do it because you had an intention with which you started. So be true to that intention and come back to what you are doing and continue doing that. Okay? I'll give you a very random example. Say I want to distribute food to the hungry people, and somebody comes and says, oh, you are useless, this is in this particular area there's no hungry people, you're just wasting your money, you're wasting everyone's time. So just to prove that person wrong, if I just assemble some random 20 people and distribute food and just show pictures that, oh, see, this is what I've done, that is the ego doing it. But if I want to serve the intention then instead of just quarreling with that person, I'll take the useful portion of what this person says, do my own research and find out and see, okay, if this area doesn't really have any hungry people or underprivileged people, I'll take the useful part of the advice and go and do it somewhere else. But that doesn't mean that I'll stop doing the food seva completely. Like, so I'll not stop serving the food to the underprivileged completely, or I'll not get consumed by the ego and do it just to rub it on that person's face. I hope I make sense, okay? So something like that is coming. That be fearless and do what you have to do, but at the same time, stay committed to the cause, not to your ego, okay? Then the other two messages are actually very beautiful. One talks about the heart guardian, love and let yourself be loved, okay? And some of you are probably going through the heart chakra healing. You have already probably done a lot of work to get your heart chakra healed, and I'm laughing or trying to suppress my smile because so many of you message me saying that, oh, I'm still in the heart chakra healing, when will it end? But you have done great work, my dear option 3 viewers. And finally, you are confidently feeling that yes, I deserve love, and that's why these people love me. You are not holding back. You are giving love and you are receiving 100-fold love in return. Finally, I am feeling that all those negativity, criticism thing is ending. Some last bit, maybe 10 days or 20 days of it is left. But now actually people are coming to you and loving you and admiring you because you stood strong in front of these negativities for so long. But at the same time, you stood strong, you stayed pure in your intention, in your conviction, committed in your conviction. So, wow, yeah. So that's why, a lot of love is coming your way. And your final message is from the Shaolin Master. And he talks about be graceful in movement and action. And for you, my dear option 3 viewers, I'm feeling it's naturally happening. You are naturally being very graceful in your words, in your actions, in your thoughts. And even when you are being opposed or you are giving resistance, you are doing it in a very graceful, loving manner. From a place of complete clarity, from a place of complete security, stability, okay? So, I feel like I have to take another card for you guys. Let me see where I put the deck. Yeah, sometimes I lose them. I don't know why. I feel I have to take one more card for your option 3. Thank you, Divine. Yeah, drop your shields. This is just like a reaffirmation because you have been in this warrior mode for so long that you don't trust anyone. You don't trust that, somebody can, help you, support you, love you without wanting anything in return. But that is changing. This is exactly why your spirit guides brought you to this reading. Drop your shields. You no longer have to build walls around you. You are being protected. Yes, there might still be ups and downs in what you do, but the worst part of that situation is over. If this was a phase in your entire life, that's has ended completely. Now whatever difficulties you face are just testing how committed you are to your intention, to the cause, okay? And rest of it is just love, just grace in different forms coming to you. And this drop your shields again tells me, because it says the protection guardian, you are protected. Okay, so you are very much protected by your spirit guides, and I'm picking up major relationship vibes. Some of you are being probably approached by someone who you really like, but you are too scared. Go ahead, talk to them. Okay, whether it's like in a friendly capacity or in a romantic capacity, just go ahead, make friends, do your job, but like, feel free to say whatever you want to say. Okay, even if there is some opposition, some counter argument, it's not a like big deal anymore. Okay, because even when people are criticizing you, they are seeing that you are filled with grace, you are full of love. That's what everyone is picking up from your energy. Okay, so it's a beautiful transition that has already happened, and probably a few days left. Just no longer, you are no longer, you don't longer need to be scared. And that was the final message your guides really wanted you to know. You are protected. Drop your shields, whether it's love, whether it's a business thing, whether it's your profession, whether it's a new venture you want to do. Go ahead, do it. Stay committed to the cause. You are being blessed, okay, with lots of love and grace. So, wow, amazing reading, guys. So, that is what I have for you. I hope this resonated. If it did, please leave a comment, hit the like button, share this video as much as you can, and subscribe to my channel Abundant Love if you haven't already. I will see you again in my next reading. Till then, stay blessed. Lots and lots of love. Bye bye. Awesome.